Well, you join me still working on the Supra. I've gone ahead and given the arms a good prime coat, rust treated them, etc., cleaned them all off. Now that's the first coat of paint. They're starting to look a lot more acceptable than I initially thought they would, so I'm quite surprised with that. Black paint hides all sins. But speaking of all sins, tell me if you guys can see what's wrong here. Yeah, if you guessed one of them skew, you're right. This one, it's got a nice little bend over here for some not so fantastic reason, which I can't figure out. So the plan is going to be apply some heat and give it a little persuading bend back, and then we'll dunk it in cold water and let the metal contract, essentially reforging it all nice and strong. And then this one has just got a rather rattly ball joint. I'm sure you can hear that. So yeah, that's troublesome. I'll put a new gator on. I'll see whether it'll pass an MOT. I've got my doubts, but if it doesn't, it's yeah, £260 for another. So that's a damper on my mood, knowing that I've got to spend that on the arm. I'm not happy about that at all, in the least. Absolutely not. So, yeah. And unfortunately no one does replacement ball joints for those. How nice of Toyota to make an arm, another one on the Supra actually, that you can't replace the ball joints, and you have to replace the whole arm for a stupid amount of money, and then super tax on top. So that's how my morning's going. The Supra is still in bits. I'm making progress. A lot of miscellaneous stuff is in, tank is in, all the vents and stuff are in now. Makes some little mishap, but yeah, that's all in. Yeah, I just gotta finish putting on the front end, get the front shocks back in place, get the brakes back on, and yeah, I mean that's really my goal for today, is to get the rest of that all done. Start putting in some of the control arms for the rear, and yeah, I'll bring you guys along for more updates as we go along. Right, I have just been checking out the ball joints since I've taken the gaiters off. This one definitely got some damage to the housing and this little washer here, which is quite interesting. So yeah, it looks like this ball joint, well, these arms really, I'm gonna probably send them off in December when the car is off the road again and I've got it in the bay getting restored. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to send these off to get rebuilt. This one's got a bit of play. Well, not really play, it's a lot easier to move than obviously this one, which is, as you see, does what it needs to pretty well. Still good, but not so good. And I had no luck pushing these bushes out because the hydraulic press, I couldn't get it in straight because I've obviously got one on top of the other and it just didn't work. And the tool I've got to push bushes out literally couldn't handle the pressure, so they didn't even move, not an inch, a millimeter. So yeah, I'm just going to put the new gaiters on, which I've got here. Once it's packed full of grease, on, and then I've also got, yeah, those are pliers, but, there we go. Got new wire to obviously wrap around the base and the top just to secure everything. Well, let's finish cleaning these up, pack them full of grease, and put them back together. Right, we have the new gaiters on, we have the ball joints all greased up again. That one's just really stiff now that the new grease is in. That one's a bit stiffer now that the new grease is in. And I fixed the little collar that holds the boot in place when it's fully depressed, so it'll sit in place once the knuckle fits over there. So yeah, result. Oh, hello. Alright, you do you. Well, get to it. If you're going to do something, at least start putting the front end together. Just can't find good assistants nowadays. Anyway, what is... Oh, that's the new screws. Gotta... Oh, of course I've got grease in my nose from putting all the grease back in the joints. Well, I'm going to stop talking and just carry on with this and start putting more stuff together, so I'll just bring you guys along. Well, as you can see, I am in the process of changing the gaiters on these little ball joints as well. You can see the originals are quite perished and not so great. It looks like some dirt is in there, so I want to sort that out before more dirt gets in. So I've got new ones here. They should fit rather well. I just needed to stop midway just to say these new gaiters fit so well. And as you can see, packed full of fresh new grease. So I missed the spot when I painted it. I suppose I'll have to mask it back up when I'm done and paint it again. Oh, missed a bit there too. Oh well. And done with the little snap ring in the back there. Back on both of them. Yeah, nicely refurbed. I definitely approve. Well, seeing though that's done, who thinks it's time to put some polyurethane bushes in? I think it's about time. I'm gonna go fetch the other arms because they're finished drying, and I can start putting some polyurethane bushes in here. Right, got some more progress done. How fantastic do these arms look now? I mean, especially the trailing arms and these rear link arms. I mean, new gaiters, polybushed. This grease is quite sticky and tacky, but it definitely does the job. So they're all pushed in, sleeved. These traction control bushes are for the wheel hubs. Traction control arms? No, these are for the arms that are bent and got a bad bush. So they're waiting until I fix those arms tonight. The anti-roll bar bushes actually fit nicely into the guides and on the anti-roll bar itself since I've cleaned it up. Yes, and the rear trailing arm bushes here, obviously, like I say, go into the hub. And I'm not going to do that now because it involves taking out the wheel bearings and all that. And so I want to change a bit wheel bearings anyway, and it's just going to be a whole long thing. And I'll rather do it in December when I've got the car in the bay and I can get them all properly shot blasted and everything else. And I might actually pull these arms off and actually get them shot blasted at the same time. Just pull the polyurethane bushes out, re-grease them, when they're all done, pop them back in. I mean, they're polyurethane bushes, so I'll be able to reuse them. Yeah, that's pretty much that. So, I guess I can start assembling some stuff on the Supra. I do need to put the, I took the handbrake assembly, or the shoes off the wheel hubs, wanting to actually do them, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put them all back together now. It's a good thing I took plenty of pictures. Right, do I want to do these arms now, or do I want to, you know what, I'm going to start putting the front end of the car together, get the bumper on, covers, all that stuff there done, get it all in before I start putting rear arms in the back, because I want to drop the rear subframe to put the wishbones back in anyway. So I will probably do that tomorrow, once I've got the other arms all done and painted and ready. That's probably my... I've always got grease on my face. That's probably my best bet, is to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So let's get putting the whole front end of this car back together. Alright, you join me underneath the Supra, because I think I've discovered a little hack here. So, usually the grommets that sit here, and pretty much everywhere else. I don't know if you can see some there and there. They obviously are very hard to find. Well, at least I have found them very hard to find. But if you go on eBay and you have a look about, you can find this little kit. And these little guys, these and these, so far I've found, fit absolutely perfectly into the various sizes. They fit nice and snug as well. And that whole kit is something like £6. And I think it was close on £4 per original OEM Toyota grommet, which is just ridiculous. I mean, I'm trying to restore a car here, not get ripped off. This is just madness. I mean, people are going to say like, yeah, it's a Supra, nothing's cheap, but things don't have to be that expensive. They really don't. So find other things that work and just do it, because, you know, why throw money away when you can just figure something else out? Right, guys, you join me at some time. I think it's about 11 o'clock in the morning now. I've been out here for about 3 hours now, and I've got quite a bit done. Let's have a look. Right, so I've gone ahead and put the anti-roll bar, traction arms, axles, pretty much a whole lot. The subframe is now properly bolted in like it needs to be. You see there and there. Yeah, I'm just getting the drive shaft ready to pop back in there so it can connect to the diff. And then, yeah. I'm gonna try and push the bushes out of the rear axles, because the ones in there are actually really bad. I've just had a look at them and they're cracked and perished, so I'm gonna take those over, go put them in the hydraulic press, push them out, clean everything that I need to, and then just put the polyurethanes in. And at the same time, I'm gonna get that other arm straightened and then see if I can do something about the ball joint on the other one. And I can get them in, get the rear axle back on, get the brakes on, all that kind of stuff. Then get the rear brakes bled. Last night, I actually finished up the front. So I've got the suspension all bolted back in here, wheel liners, etc. Fenders on. Front is bolted all up. Just put the headlights and all the little miscellaneous bits back on. I just need to check the wiring that it all is fine. And then front bumper. So yeah, making progress. So I'm gonna stop talking and get back to work and bring you guys along when I do some more. Alright, here I have passed the 5 o'clock deadline I set myself to have the Supra on the ground and to not. I failed. Do it again, start over. No, I'm close enough. Close enough. I got the rear bash bar on. I got the new bushes pushed into the hubs. Got the shocks in place. What else? Axles, drive shaft, all hooked up. The heat shield over it. The handbrake cables in. Handbrake shoes all back in the hubs. Yeah. I don't know whether I mentioned shocks. Yes, no. Shocks in there. Tow hook in. Got the braces in place in the subframe. I just can't find the rear brake lines. I've got here are the fronts, but I've put the rears somewhere and I cannot find them in this complete mess. So it happens when you've got a car exploded in here for like a year and a half. But new boots, you can see the old ones are rather meh. New boots, I've straightened the arm, which is fantastic. So a little bit of heat and a bit of pressure and dunked it in the cold water, all done. Primed it and then ran out of black paint, as you can see. So I am going to not finish it today because I run out of paint and I don't feel like having them like half primer, half paint, because the primer is just going to soak in the moisture and I don't feel like that. So I'm going to give it a good proper coat of paint, and then I can go ahead and put the polyurethanes in, and then these arms can go right back in there, and hopefully I've found the rear brake lines by then. What else have I done? What else have I done? Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. That's my lot. Painting, changing bush gaiters, and all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, it is 20 past 5. I'm gonna carry on anyway. I'm gonna try and just finish up the... I actually found the other screws that I had for the front, so I'm gonna finish putting all the screws in for the front plastics for the liners and stuff like that, and I'll see whether I can get the side pods there put back in place and all that kind of stuff as well. I'm gonna take it a bit easy now. I've kind of been working like full on the last 2 days and I'm really feeling it now. Weekends are supposed to be a rest, but when you decide to essentially finish the whole car in 2 days that you've taken the better part of a year to do, it's a bit challenging. So yeah, well, after work through the week I will carry on with it. I'll finish getting those arms painted and put the polyurethane bushes in, and then I'll pop them in place and all that kind of glorious stuff, and we'll see from there how everything goes. And yeah, but I'm gonna end the video here. You guys have a fantastic day, because I might release this midway through the week. So have a fantastic day, rest of the week. You're awesome. I'm out of here. Ciao.